gentlemen, welcome to ESPN Supercard. I'm Craig Johnson, your host on this edition of the Global Wrestling Federation. And on today's show, we will see some matches from the recent past, including Sean Spencer taking on a very popular man from Los Angeles, California, Chaz. We will hear from Big Bully Busick. We'll see Terry Garvin go against Busick in a tough match for Terry Garvin, because Big Bully Busick can always come at you with that bully blaster. We'll see the Patriot take on Sweet Daddy Falcone. Chris Walker will go against Nature Boy Buddy Landell, and we'll see the team of Gorgeous Gary Young and Brian Adias against Hot Body Randy Rhodes and Wild Bill Irwin. Some matches that you may not have seen, but we want you to enjoy them right here on ESPN Supercard. I'm Craig Johnson. We get the action underway as Sean Spencer takes on the youngster Chaz. A lot of great action still to come. Stay tuned on ESPN Supercard. There you see one of the popular light heavyweights in the Global Wrestling Federation by the name of Chaz from Los Angeles, California, going against a man very proud of the fact that he's from California, known as the California Blonde. Chaz weighs in at 200 pounds. The California Blonde claiming to own the entire coast of California, weighing in at 241 for this edition of Legends of Professional Wrestling. Collar and elbow tie-up as the Blonde gets the worst of it at the beginning, but then a series of reversal chain wrestling moves between the two gentlemen. Chaz finally comes away with it, putting the California Blonde into a little bit of pain. Back to the ropes they go. The Blonde misses with a clothesline once, twice, cross body block by Chaz. James Rule down there trying to get the count, but Chaz comes back with almost a cartwheel drop kick. Timeout, says the Blonde. One of these days, they'll inform the Blonde that there are no timeouts in professional wrestling, at least the last time we checked. They get ready to lock up again. Chaz, a very popular star from the light heavyweight division. Now taking the worst of things from the Blonde. Series of forearms to the back. Now we'll send him into the ropes. Oh, tried the hip toss. Let's go the other way. Drop kick by Chaz. Chaz taking control on the California Blonde, who may visit the dentist here pretty soon. Chaz has been a pro for now 4 years. Second generation wrestler. And very popular with the ladies here at the Global Dome. Now the Blonde takes him in the rope. Leapfrog by Chaz. Sunset flip. Will the Blonde go over? Ouch. No, the reversal by Chaz. Count of one, but that'll do it. The Blonde comes back with a big pink boot to the midsection. Now using the top rope for a little bit of choking action. To the ropes goes Chaz. And a big clothesline by the Blonde from the coast of California. Count of two by James Rule. Series of forearms by Chaz. Takes him into the ropes and the elbow. Sends the youngster from Los Angeles down to that. Count of one, count of two once again by James Rule. And the Blonde would like to see a faster count. Wouldn't a lot of wrestlers. Series of stomps by the California Blonde from, he says he owns the entire coast of California, has houses up and down, likes to go out and surf, and right now riding Chaz as though he were a surfboard, but using the middle rope to his advantage. Snapmare into the rear chin lock by the California Blonde. Putting pressure not only under the chin, but also to the right temple. Rule checking on Chaz. And a missed elbow. Unforced error by the California Blonde, but makes Chaz pay for it in his own way with a series of stomps. Chaz trying to get a breather, unable to get out of the ring to get that breather, and he's chased down by the Blonde. Blonde adjusts the elbow pad and comes down right onto the sternum. That could do it. Count of one, count of two. But the popular young Chaz kicks out. James Rule, they're awaiting a possible submission by Chaz, but usually the rear chin lock would not be enough pressure for a submission, although some people with powerful arms can put you to sleep like that. And once again, a trip to the Doctor of Dental Sciences possible for the California Blonde. Chaz has been on the receiving end of most of the punishment in the last few minutes of the match. And the Blonde quite impressive in the battle of two men from the Pacific Coast. Elbow by Chaz. Another elbow takes him back into the rope. Reversal by the California Blonde. Chaz gets him with a shoulder block. One more time with the shoulder block. Went for a possible pin, but says, no, let me take him with me. Gets him up high back drop. Chaz misses with the drop kick. The Blonde thinks he has him in control. Picks him up. Gets ready, shoulder breaker. Sends Chaz down. Count of one, count of two, count of three. Let's get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the California Blonde.
We're going to be back and talk to Big Bully Busick when we return. Okay, we're here with Big Bully Busick from Powerhouse Hill, and I understand
West Virginia.
I understand you're still upset about this
Man
Mario
who put Weirton, West Virginia on the map, and the Patriots don't go there either.
I still understand you're upset about this Mario thing.
Now, wait a second. If I wanted to do a Nintendo commercial, I'd come out here and do it. Let's talk about Iron City beer or something more productive, like the Bully Blaster.
Well, the Heart Punch, yes. I'll
That's
agree
the
with
Bully Blaster. How many times do I have to tell you people, you got certain levels of the Bully Blaster. You see, there's level 1, which just puts a little flibberation around the heart. Level 2, which puts a little more flibberation. You get down to level 4, I highly recommend you use CPR. Level 5, you better call the paramedics.
But what if the GWF competition committee finally sees what everybody else
Oh,
sees?
finally. You know, I was talking to Buddy Landell back there, and he told me about that committee. They tried to pull a few shenanigans with him, too. And you're part of that committee, aren't you?
Whatever the flibberation is, you know it'll come from the Bully Blaster of Big Bully Busick. Big Bully Busick from Powerhouse Hill in Weirton, West Virginia. There's Mario. Nature Boy Buddy Landell joins me. Don't you see the resemblance?
You know I do, babe.
Buddy Landell, it is a
talkative today, ain't I?
very talkative. What did you take your quiet pills this morning?
No, I come out here to enlighten everybody and give you a little bit of a little shot in the arm, a little encouragement.
Well, thank you very, very much.
You know, it hurt me to no end to beat this boy up here after I taught him all. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, how you doing, buddy? You big goof. Yeah, anyway.
Nature Boy Buddy Landell, obviously you keep your friends an awful long time with friends like that.
I've got two friends, my banker and my attorney. And that's that.
Well, what do you think about Terry Garvin? Now, here's one of the prime examples of the good light heavyweights here in the Global Wrestling Federation.
I think she's real cute, and she should stand a real good chance.
She?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, he. Needs to buy that Jane Fonda workout. A little bit flabby down there. Needs to buy that Buddy Landell. What are they doing? What are they talking about?
They're calling him Mario. Now, we saw the resemblance earlier, but maybe we can get your opinion on this. What do you think of the fact about the heart punch being used by Big Bully Busick? He calls it a bully blaster.
Well, of course, it didn't work on me, and it couldn't work on me. And, of course, I could do it better. But he's a cute kid. He tries real hard, and I think it's very effective on other people, just not myself.
Well, maybe that's a trick he might have learned from you, the old foreign object.
I've never used a foreign object. See, what he was doing was he was just scratching himself in the stomach. And therefore, because people don't like him, they're dropping to the referee.
These two men have yet to lock up, although it looks like Busick with a hand of friendship out there.
He's trying to be a nice guy, you know, lead this kid around, but...
I have a hunch that Terry Garvin's a little bit wary. He used to run in the circles of the, I guess, wrong side of the tracks, you might say.
He couldn't hang with the big dogs, so he had to get off the porch, cut his hair, get him a real job, you know, unlike myself, you know.
Well, I'm sure that we'll be hearing more of your exploits in the hours to come. Now, see, what was that he just picked up?
He dropped down to pray to Allah or something like, I don't know what the deal was. I think he went down to say a prayer or something and got up and I don't understand what the problem is.
Well, apparently Garvin understands what the problem is and is a little bit suspect of that big bowler, of which there's nothing in the big bowler. Referee James Beard just off camera checking. Did he ever borrow that from you, or did you ever borrow that from him? I think it's a little bit too small for you.
You only wear hats when you ain't got a good-looking head of hair. I myself, need I say any more?
I'll agree with that for once. These two gentlemen still have yet to lock up because of the threatening menace of Big Bully Busick, as he goes back and once again hides it underneath the big bowler.
We must be seeing two different television programs here. I haven't seen anything like that. Because I personally taught the bully everything he knows.
Oh, really?
Oh, far be it from me to bring a foreign object into the ring. That's just not my style.
Well, they lock up with a collar and elbow tie-up.
Terry Garvin had a whole handful of hair.
Now we are watching two different shows.
No, he's wiping some sweat off of his brow.
Obviously, the big bully with a new way to wipe sweat off the brow. That's take him into the turnbuckle. Something you're familiar with.
Very much so. I tell you, I'm real talkative today. Listen here, they're hollering Buddy. They're hollering Nature Boy Buddy Landell. The Nature Boy of the 90s, by the way.
Well, the man who's getting the best of things right now, Terry Garvin, sends the big bully into the big bully bowler corner. Watch out for that bowler as he goes underneath it once again. Check out the right hand. So did you see at that time, Mr. Landell?
I had something in my eyes. The lights are bright here today for some reason.
As referee James Beard places the bowler back down, Busick circles around, and now he's found a new hiding place.
He's just he's scratching his stomach, like I told you before. That's all he's doing.
He must be hungry, didn't eat before the matches. Garvin still says to referee James Beard, I know good and well there is a foreign object. I don't know whether it's under the bowler, under the arm, hidden in the trunks. I'm not exactly sure where it is. And now James Beard checking while Terry Garvin just sits in total amazement that Busick has done such a magician-like job hiding the foreign object. We are seeing something totally different, obviously, from your amusement.
What's that? Yeah, me being quiet.
Collar and elbow tie-up as they go in. There's Big Bully Busick with a forearm, but Garvin answers right back.
I just saw Garvin pull something out of his trunks and hit Busick right now with it. The referee should disqualify him right now. Of course, he couldn't do that to me.
And why not? No comment there. Busick and Garvin facing off. As once again, Busick pointing the accusing finger with one hand while picking up the object from under the bowler in the other one. Oh, those words were for you, Mr. Landell.
No, he was talking to you. I don't think he was talking to me. Because I'll walk up there and slap a hair lip on him, what I'll do.
Well, now, making a few arrangements to Mr. Busick's facial features is Terry Garvin. And there's a mug only mother could love.
He's punching like a woman. No wonder he's got to sell cars on the side.
Now, that's not fair.
That wasn't too funny, was it?
No.
Should I retract that?
I'm sure some of our viewers would appreciate it.
Well, nah, forget it. That's my nature.
The words of the nature boy of the 90s, Buddy Landell, joining me at ringside. Busick reaching into the trunks, has the foreign object and trying to put it into the throat of Terry Garvin, but Garvin with an excellent defensive measure, keeping the foreign object away. As he tells James Beard, I saw it up close that time.
Terry Garvin just wants him to get disqualified, so for once in his lousy, pathetic career, he'll get a win. He's already pushing the referee all the way around the ring, listening to the stupid fan. He needs to get in there and wrestle and depend on his wrestling abilities.
Well, the wrestling continues here as Busick sends Garvin into the corner, gets the high knee, and I think that was as close to a punch as you'll see.
Looked pretty good to me. Of course, it ought to be. I taught him.
Oh, sunset flip. Busick goes over. Count of one, count of two by James Beard. Almost three. Garvin with a side headlock. Putting the pressure on the temples of the big bully, snaps him over, and now it's time to give out some punishment, Garvin style.
Oh, well, now there's something really fair. A handful of hair, fist to the head. Next thing you know, he'll be kissing him, probably.
Who invited you out here?
Huh?
Who invited you out here?
They wanted to sell some tickets and boost the ratings. That's why I'm out here.
Well, Terry Garvin right now wanting to get a little moral boost, and here comes the bully blaster. The hard punch right in.
Just exactly like I taught him how to do that. Did you see that? Perfect form.
The bully blaster does it again.
Big Bully Busick.
And whatever you do, don't call him Mario. We will return. Jeff Gaylord, the 1981 first-team defensive tackle, Associated Press All-American from the University of Missouri, going up against Tug Taylor. Here's a man who appeared on a Bob Hope show.
For what?
Being an All-American.
It was a joke. Yeah, All-American goof.
Nature Boy Buddy Landell, the Nature Boy of the 90s, joining me at ringside. As
Another one of those classic cases where a guy sits in the gym 24 hours a day and pumps weights, and he gets a little bit of size on him, and he thinks he's going to come in and be a dominant factor in professional wrestling. Well, like Big Tug up here, now he's been around the block a few times. Tug, he hitting a weight in the gym, he will fight back, and weights don't fight back. They just lay there, and you just push them around.
Very rarely is Jeff Gaylord at a disadvantage when it comes to weight, but right now it's 320 pounds going against a man who currently is around 255. What are you weighing these days?
Whatever I want to weigh. I've got the perfect shape, though, I'll tell you that. That's what the girls tell me anyway. That's why they call me the Nature Boy.
Well, would you call Tug Taylor the perfect shape as he gets the side headlock on?
Very good, Tug. Yeah, you lousy.
Now, wait a minute.
No. Tug's a good guy. He's built like $1 million. But Jeff Gaylord, he's got $1 million body and a 10-cent brain. I think Tug's getting ready to stomp one of them Texas mud holes in him and walk him dry.
Tug Taylor, who has held a regional title in South Texas, feuded for many years with Tiger Conway Jr. Pulls up the big man from Missouri and shows him the mat.
I taught him every move he knows.
Who is it that you haven't taught?
Hey, let me see. I don't know. I think just about everybody.
Now that we have the propaganda out of the way, collar and elbow tie-up, and Tug pulls him up for the big slam and gets him again. Well, I got to give credit to the 320-pound man from Clinton, Iowa. He's got some strength behind the poundage.
That's right. He's very strong, very strong. And Gaylord's strong, too, but bad breath ain't everything.
Working with you is indeed an adventure, Buddy Landell.
Yeah, he's strong as a garlic milkshake, ain't he?
Have you ever had one of those?
A garlic milkshake?
Yes.
No.
Well, Taylor right now using the side headlock to his advantage. Gaylord gets set with a clothesline, misses once, goes up, gets the big drop kick right on the noggin.
Oh, potato right on the head. It's the potato head. I love it. I wouldn't have it no other way.
Gaylord feeling the effects of the body slams during the celebration. Maybe Taylor's body slams have had their effect, although that drop kick can give you some real headaches, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, but he could never do it to me, though. You got to understand you're talking to Nature Boy Buddy Landell here.
The key to life itself.
Big time never did. He could never do that to me.
All right, now, Taylor using the top rope. He learned that from you, too, I guess.
No, I don't think I've ever done that move. I'm basically a scientific wrestler and rely on my wrestling abilities and skills to get me through a match, basically.
Well, right now, Taylor making the best of things with the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. Now, that's a tough position to be in no matter who you are.
Front face lock. He's going to try to come out to an arm lock, an arm bar, whatever you call it. I don't know. I never use that move myself.
Well, if there's anyone that has the power to do it, it would be Jeff Gaylord, a man who holds the Big 8 bench press record at 525 pounds. He set a new best every year he was at Missouri.
Who did that now? Jeff Gaylord. Yeah, how much did he do?
525.
Yeah, I rep that 2 or 3 times to warm up with before I go on up into the thousands. But,
oh, Gaylord hits hard outside the ring.
Dropped him like a bad habit, didn't he? He looks natural laying on the floor, don't he?
And now Tug Taylor is going to go out and dole out a little bit more punishment. Tug gives him the ride. And almost gave a ride to our cameraman there.
I wouldn't have it no other way.
I wonder what the fare to ride that Tug is.
See, Tug sees me up here on stage, and I give him the encouragement that he needs. See, every once in a while, he'll look over, and I'll give him a pose or something. You know, a little word of wisdom.
Well, we're going to see you in action a little bit later against Chris Walker.
Yeah, it's going to be a cakewalk. I doubt I'll even break a sweat.
The words of the I guess that's the Nature Boys pregame show as action back in the ring.
Yeah, well, now, don't get me wrong now. I mean, this is global wrestling. I mean, to be here, you have to be one of the top talents in the world. And not to take nothing away from Chris Walker, but he's just no Nature Boy Buddy Landell. But then again, nobody is.
Thank goodness. Well, Tug Taylor using the weight to the advantage now with a rear chin lock, looking to the Nature Boy of the 90s for approval. Gaylord trying to power his way out. No, he's going to use the elbow method. Now goes and, oh, the knee gets up there into the midsection.
Tug's in great shape, ain't he? Look at him. Fine specimen of a man. Now look at Gaylord. Man, he looks lousy. Looks horrible.
Well, Gaylord trying to fight out of there.
He's probably on Medicaid or something. He looks horrible.
Well, Tug's going to take it up to the top. A high-risk maneuver for a man over 300 pounds. and nobody's home at the bottom of that river. That would have won a lot of belly flop contests, I believe. The roll up by Gaylord. 1, 2, 3. I didn't see any trunks there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Jeff Gaylord.
Well, Nature Boy Buddy Landell has departed to get ready for his match. Thank goodness. Jeff Gaylord with a win. Back with more. The Patriot, hailing today from Roslyn, Washington, just one of the many places he calls home, going against a man from 42nd Street, New York City, the toughest part of Manhattan, Sweet Daddy Falcone. Both men up there around the 6'6" mark. The Patriot weighing in at 275 pounds, while Falcone comes in at 312. The Patriot, a big favorite of the fans as they pick up the cheer of USA. The Patriot, the man who won the tournament for the Global Wrestling Federation Television Championship over the man who was my color commentator a few moments ago. Nature Boy Buddy Landell in the finals. Collar and elbow tie-up as the two big men meet up. Patriot takes Falcone back into the ropes and a clean break by the All-American. Now, the biography of the Patriot says that he was indeed a high school All-American first team and first team All-American in college, playing the sport of football. Where he played the sport of football was not on the biography, but it indeed was about his All-American efforts. And what an All-American, one from the Pacific Coast that time. And Sweet Daddy Falcone says, I don't like that West Coast stuff. Falcone back to the ropes, tries to take the Patriot down, nothing doing. Dropped down by the Patriot, leapfrog by the Patriot. Sweet Daddy Falcone says, time to take a break. Doesn't quite know how to handle the man in red, white, and blue. The eyes of the Patriot sizing up the big competitor. Now side headlock by Sweet Daddy Falcone. Falcone, formerly one half of the USWA Tag Team titleists with Brickhouse Brown back in mid-1990. Throws Sweet Daddy Falcone into the ropes and the arm drag, hip toss. That time, the straight arm drag. 3 times, Falcone takes a break. Sweet Daddy getting a little bit too close to our cameraman. Makes it tough to focus there, guys. Sweet Daddy making his way around in front of our ringside position. Falcone finally makes his way back into the ring. Still to come, we've got Buddy Landell against Chris Walker. Plus, we'll be talking to the Patriot following this match. The Patriot winds up the arm, takes him down with a single leg trip. Now putting pressure on the arm of Sweet Daddy Falcone. Although not very popular with the fans, you got to give a lot of credit to Sweet Daddy Falcone for coming back from reconstructive knee surgery after an injury in a match against some of the top competitors in wrestling today. As a matter of fact, the first time he wrestled on the bad knee, he didn't even know that the knee was injured. It was the second match that caused the reconstructive surgery, but he's back now and showing the Patriot he's back in full strength, but maybe not so much at full strength there. Patriot tries to bring the big man over the sunset flip, gets him for a count of 1, count of 2. But Falcone fights out. Arm drag by the Patriot as he has controlled Falcone from almost the beginning of the match. There you see an up-close and personal shot of Sweet Daddy Falcone. And now a little bit of punishment, courtesy of the Patriot. Right down on the arm of Sweet Daddy Falcone. We may find a few doctor visits upcoming, checking up the arm. That's one way to break it, a rake of the eye. A series of right hands by the man from New York City. Goes with the combinations now. Sweet Daddy Falcone sends the Patriot into the rope. Duck under. And the full Nelson brings him down right to the back of the neck. The Patriot climbs into the skies. Gets up onto the top rope. He's got the trajectory. He gets up the speed. And the Patriot missile is on target again. Count of 1, 2, 3. The red, white, and blue does it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, the Patriot!
We'll talk to the Patriot when we return. He comes from every small town, from sea to shining sea. He is the Patriot, and the competition oh so tough here in the Global Wrestling Federation.
Well, it certainly is, and it's great to be able to participate in the greatest sport on the face of this earth, doing it in the greatest country on the face of this earth, in the United States of America, and the greatest wrestling organization in the United States of America, Global Wrestling Federation. And you're doggone right, the competition's tough, but that's what athletic competition is all about. You want the best, you want to participate against the best. That way you know where you stack up when you go against the best.
Every time you're introduced, it's from a different small town.
Well, not only small town, but large town. Every town in between, from the left coast to the right coast, from north, south, everybody in between, any red-blooded American, any flag-waving American, that's who I represent. And I represent all those towns, all those counties, and all those states.
And it just keeps on getting better from here.
Yes, sir. Only one way to go, and that's straight up.
He is the Patriot, and when you see him come towards you, watch out for that Patriot missile. Back with more after this. He claims to be the nature boy of the 90s. And despite some of his tactics, he does have his fans. But the fans here at the Global Dome firmly behind Conan Chris Walker. Weight-wise, Landell weighing in. Well, I don't know if that's just what he told his ring announcer. 230 pounds. Walker in at 240. As far as height, maybe a slight advantage to Landell on that count. They get right into it. Collar and elbow tie-up. Remember earlier, Landell said this would be a cakewalk. That chop just may have tried to cut the cake, but I think the cake woke up. Walker not enjoying what was supposed to be a clean break as he stares down Landell. The nature boy of the 90s from Jacksonville, Florida, goes into the reverse hammerlock. And the reversal by Walker. Nice drop takedown by Landell, but reversed once again by Walker. And Landell takes the easy way out. He grabs the ropes. Walker and Landell have had their history before. It was Landell who, back when the television championship tournament took place, knocked Walker out of the tournament. Landell wasn't even wrestling at the time. He pushed Walker off the top rope. Landell thought that was an easy ticket to the championship, found out that was wrong. Easy ticket to that takedown was a pull of the long locks of Conan Chris Walker. And, of course, James Beard asking Buddy Landell, did you do it? The nature boy, who you could tell by his commentary a little bit earlier, doesn't always tell the truth. Into the corner they go. Beard wanting a clean break. Instead, a series of rights by Landell, answered by Walker. 3 times by Conan Chris until a knee lift stops the barrage. Landell turns it over, puts the boot into the sternum, and now goes to work on the left arm, the powerfully built arm of Conan Chris Walker. Landell moves back into the corner. Walker says, well, if you're going to go back into the corner, it's time to take advantage of the situation. 3 times. Says that's not enough. 4, 5, 6. We can keep counting. Walker with a barrage. Tries to hip toss him instead. Sends him on the express route. No! Gets the hip toss. Landell, looking for higher ground, instead takes a seat and gets a kick into the midsection. There's a shortcut we didn't even know was on the map. Scratch of the back by the Nature Boy of the 90s, and the short clothesline. Well done. Cover at 1, 2. You're not going to cover Conan like that. The kick to the side of the head. And now Landell goes back to work on the left arm. Walker, who, as you can see, spends a lot of time in the gym, both in the weight room and in the wrestling room. Landell, who spends a lot of time socializing. That's the only way I can put it and stay on the air. Landell escorts Walker back into the corner, the big chop. Right onto the pectoral muscles. 3 times Walker says, hold it, I can do this too. Rapid fire with the chops, with a right hand, all over the Nature Boy of the 90s, until he says no more. Landell with a handful of hair once again. The Nature Boy twisting the wrist, and Walker is feeling the punishment. Putting pressure both on the wrist and the shoulder. And just to make sure that Walker is a little bit tired, up boot to the sternum again. Landell measured that one. Tape measure shot once again. Beard warning him about it. Walker lands one of his own. This one comes out of right field. That one goes into the power out. Forearm chop. Pulls him out with a hip toss. Walker going to town. Walker throws him into the corner, follows it up. Has him set up for a monkey flip and gets it right in the middle of the ring. Conan Chris Walker. Once again up to the ropes. This time tripped up. The feet are on the top rope with the count of 3. The Nature Boy steals one away.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Nature Boy, Buddy Landell.
A controversial win by the Nature Boy. When we return, tag team action. He and Randy Rhodes going against Brian Adias and gorgeous Gary Young, if we can ever get the action started and get the whip out of Wild Bill Irwin's hands. James Beard, the peacemaker or referee, depending upon whether or not he can get the whip out of Bill Irwin's hands, as Adias makes his way back into the ring area. Irwin, who has scared me on many occasions in interviews by bringing the whip up, likes to intimidate his competitors. Irwin confident enough that he wants to start it off. He'll go against Brian Adias. These two men know each other's history. Adias, a very popular competitor for many years. Irwin has been around for many years, but hasn't been popular with the fans. Not popular with Brian Adias as he shows his affection in a strange way by setting up the right hand on him. Adias from a football background. Irwin from, believe it or not, a rodeo background. Claims to be a high school rodeo champion, although we haven't been able to verify that. Irwin sends him in the ropes. Hip toss, gets the elbow down, but misses. This time, Adias misses, and the unforced errors costing both individuals. Adias and Young conferring in their corner. And now, Randy Rhodes, off camera, looks for a piece of Mr. Adias. But Wild Bill Irwin takes advantage of it, sends Adias into the corner. No reversal. And the clothesline as Adias went in. Irwin saw the move telegraphed and now is going to try to take a little bit of the wind out of Brian Adias.
Give me a boot!
Orders up a boot from Randy Rhodes. And that drive-through happened to be open as the drive right through to the boot. Courtesy of Wild Bill Irwin, and now here comes Randy Rhodes in. Lays the four fingers of the thumb right to the forehead, now sends Adias in, and Adias is ready this time as Rhodes telegraphs the maneuver. Brian Adias. Rhodes, no, that's not the right place to be. Well, meet Mr. Young. Mr. Adias is the other guy as he sends him out of the ring. Hello. Gorgeous Gary Young and Randy Rhodes apparently haven't talked to each other in a while, so wanted to meet and greet. Adias eyes the outside of the ring, awaiting the return of Mr. Rhodes. I think it's a battle of who could strut the best between Rhodes and Young here. Now Randy Rhodes seems to think that boxing might be the better sport here. Cowers into the corner. Adias will have nothing of that. Adias orders up a boot, and once again, I guess that's the new location in the other side of the ring. Gary Young goes to work on the big arm of Randy Rhodes. Rhodes weighs in. This can't be right. I think he's closer to 300, but he seems to think he's down more towards the 230 range. When was the last time he stepped on a scale? Rhodes rakes the eyes of gorgeous Gary Young. And now Irwin and Rhodes double teaming the gorgeous one. Rhodes laying in the rights. One more for good measure. There's the tag in. Left open is the left shoulder of gorgeous Gary Young, now meeting the forearms of Wild Bill Irwin. Young's had about enough, but couldn't quite muster up the energy. Irwin goes back to the rope. Oh, alert move by gorgeous Gary Young. Nicely done. Young takes Irwin back to the ropes, twists the left arm, sends him in. Oh, backdrop. Irwin's back meets the mat. Young gets the drop kick. And now goes for the cover. Count of one as Irwin gets out of that pinning predicament quite quickly. There's the arm bar once again by gorgeous Gary Young. who hails from Little Rock, Arkansas, is his native home. Spent many a year in Houston, Texas also.
Shut up!
The two men in the ring have one thing in common. They have both held the World Tag Team titles in various organizations. Young tried to go for the crossbody, but was met by Wild Bill Irwin. Irwin tried to come down with a knee, but there was nobody home there. Young will take advantage and go back to work on the arm. Gets the tag to Brian Adias. Adias goes up to the second rope and down right onto the elbow. Now, trying to spin it like a pinwheel. Time for Young. And right on the elbow again. Gorgeous Gary Young putting a lot of punishment, but that will get you out of that situation. Irwin with a tag to Rhodes. And a series of forearms by Randy Rhodes. And now, double teaming by the team of Rhodes and Irwin. Adias says, no, no, no. No, he brings the whip in. Wild Bill Irwin has the whip. They go to work on Gorgeous Gary Young on the double team. Rhodes spins the arm. Gets the tag to Irwin. This team fully in control at this point. Irwin sends Young into the rope. Ducks the clothesline. Shoulder block. They both go down. James Beard starting the count. Both men make it to their knees to break the count. Irwin gets over to Rhodes for the tag. Young needs the tag. Adias it does. Two fresh men in the ring. Adias ready for action. He takes on Rhodes, then Irwin, and would you like to meet each other? Here's an up-close look. Mass confusion in the middle of the ring, but Adias nails the drop kick. All four men in the ring. Adias with a knee drop. Adias and Rhodes are the legal men in the ring. Watch out for the whip. Oh! Irwin pulls him down with a whip. Rhodes choking. Young goes outside of the ring, but Rhodes and Irwin, the legal men, still going at each other in the middle of the ring. Rhodes drapes Adias off the top rope, and now Randy Rhodes has things in control. Watch out for Randy Rhodes. He misses. Rhodes misses. Adias hooks the leg. Count of one, count of two.